Morning, everyone. Welcome to another In Conversation with. It's once again Wednesday morning. It's 10 o'clock, 16th of February. We're in the UK, so UK time. But we're not all in the UK. I'm really happy today because I have the pleasure of having been joined by Joshua Factor from Business Broker CRM. Morning, Joshua.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
I know you're not in the UK, so please tell the world who you are and where you are, I think, as well.
Sure. Well, I'm based. Our company is based in New York, where our headquarters is, but we have team members basically in every continent. We have people in the UK, we have people in the United States, Middle East, Israel, Pakistan, and Eastern Europe as well.
Which is
We're
wonderful.
Yep.
You're truly a global business. Fantastic.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? Based over the past couple of years, the experience that we've had, we don't really need to have an office because
No.
we seek out the best possible talent wherever they are. And as long as they have a cell phone or even a computer or a laptop, they can be anywhere they want. And
Absolutely.
They can do the best work for us.
And I think that's one of the, I'm business owner, you're business owner. I think that's one of the wonderful things about the industry that we're in. We're in the tech business. And we can truly take advantage of talent from all over the world, really.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yep.
a fabulous thing. So we're going to talk a little bit about CRMs today. I think there's a lot of stuff about CRMs and stuff that's going to, but let's start right from the start. Educate the world. What on earth is a CRM?
Well, you know what? In order to understand what a CRM truly is, we have to back up in time, let's say, 40, 50 years back before the times we had all the technology assistance that we have nowadays. Back in the day, if you wanted to look up someone's phone number or their information, you had something on your desk called a Rolodex. It was basically a whole bunch of index cards pasted onto a roll, and you'd have the person's name, the name, and the telephone number on it, right?
Yeah, I remember them.
Right? And if you wanted to make a phone call, you found their number, and perhaps on that index card you had an address written there as well, because if you wanted to send them a written message, what you had to do was lick a stamp, write it out or print it out, and send it out in the post office.
Yeah.
As technology developed, later on we introduced fax machines. So not only do you need a telephone number and a street address, you also need a fax number. And then later than that, we started using email. And you wanted to take that index card, click on that email address. Oh, wait, you can't do that. What you can do, however, is put it into a database, which is online or on your computer. So you can click on that email address so that it can automatically open up in an email to the recipient. And basically, as technology advanced, we realized that Rolodex was obsolete, and we needed more and more ways of communicating more and more easily to your various different customers, vendors, or whoever you interact with in business. And thus, the CRM was born. CRM stands for Customer Resource Management, where you have the ability to communicate and interact with your customers in many different ways. One of the things that is really important to understand is that as technology develops and we become dependent on technology, we need more and more ability to communicate with our clients. So, for example, if you have a system that enables you to use the tools that you typically use in your business, it'll help your company be more efficient. So, for example, you are a lawyer, right, and you're sending out documents to be signed. Well, if you have a tool built into your CRM where you can, with one button, press a button, and you can send out a full contract to your customers, you don't have to go out and prepare the document manually.
No.
So one of the things that our company does is we develop custom tools specifically for various different industries so that we can then enable our customers that without having to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to develop and design something specific for the customer for their use, but they spend a minimal amount of money and they can hit the ground running with something that is fully built out for their industry.
I think you're touching on something quite important there. Because it's the optimization of the internal processes, isn't it? Where I can remember back quite fond memories. Back in the days when we did it, was horrendous. But I remember having an office lady in the office where she would go through the newspapers to find who could possibly be a good lead for us, and she would then type out a letter, print out this letter, put it in an envelope. As you said, lick a stamp, but we had one of these little round things
Hmm.
that you see in the post office. We
Sponge.
can wet the
Yep.
stamp and put
Yep.
them on. And she would do, I don't know, hundreds of these. And it was a horrendously time consuming
Time
thing. So,
consuming and financial straining. Yeah.
no,
And
absolutely. It was expensive.
yeah, with the
It was
advent of a
expensive.
CRM
Yeah.
and internal marketing tools that we have built into our platform, there's no need for that.
No, no. I think a lot of business owners, I think especially smaller businesses, are still struggling with the thought of adapting into something like this, because you and I both know that there's hundreds of free apps you can download either on your Android or your iPhone or whatever. So, but it's very time consuming, isn't it, to try and get yourself involved in setting up a CRM?
Right. Well, it is. And one of the things that we do is through our onboarding process is we listen. We understand what is it that this particular individual customer, this client needs, and that's the added value that my company provides is we build the tools specifically to that company's business methodology. See, there are, lots of very good CRMs out there,
Mm,
but they're built and designed for a specific business purpose.
yes.
There's some may be good for one purpose, some may be good for the other purpose, but for you to spend the time to develop it out on your own is insurmountable. And what we
Yes.
do is we provide you with that added value. I will say something that I think is really important to understand. Um, any sales tip, any sales um, methodology that you have, the bottom line key is for you to be organized.
Mm, yeah.
And if you recently you had a sales expert on your on the show, it's important to understand that when you have incredible sales techniques, if you're able to organize yourself in such a way that you can have the system do a majority of those processes for you automatically, it will exponentially bring you to the next level in sales and compel you way beyond your competitors.
Yeah.
One of the things that we do in our company is we build and develop marketing techniques that are automated through a process that we call workflow or dynamic marketing, where let's say you wanted to send out an email to somebody, but you have that same email that goes out to multiple different people, or you have a template for that email. That email will go out to one person and it'll automatically populate specific fields like first name, telephone number, um, representative name, automatically from the moment that the email is sent out. But something else that we've done with our customers, which is really, really effective, is we have what's called a drip campaign. If you have a potential buyer, a potential
Mm,
customer, right? But they've contacted you, they visited your website today. They're not ready to sell, but they said, you know what, I have an interest. What's going to happen is once you have that information, their first name, for example, and their email address, you can then put that into the system, and then every week, every month, every X amount of days, send them an email, send them interesting article about the topic, about what you're an expert in, so that when the time comes to say, you know what, I'm ready to pull the trigger, I want to purchase that product or I want to use that service, bam,
mm,
they're the first person. You're the first person they're going to think about.
yeah. Just before we get deeper into more of this, it's a great stuff. This, just want to say to everyone who's joining us, watching this, if you have any questions about CRMs in general, about setting them up and all that kind of, any sort of relevant question you might have, please put the questions into the comments box, whether you're watching it on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube. We'll do our very, very best to try and answer them as they come in. If we can answer them, if Joshua can answer them, I should say, then we will come back to you. We promise we'll do our research, we'll look into it, and we will come up with an answer for you. So let me just roll it back a little bit, because there's so many technical things that we can discuss about CRMs, and you and I come from the same cloth. We both love our CRMs. So I just want to dive a little bit more into and give people a chance to know you. So where did this start? Why did you decide that you were going to build a CRM? Because it's
Well,
not, as you already said, it's not a small task. It's a big
right,
thing to do.
right. Well, when I first started off, I was working with a business brokerage company, and uh, I realized that there was a tremendous vacuum of efficiency, because it was an old industry, and they used index cards, and they used, everything was written down. When you wanted to
Mm.
send a contract, you have to fill it out, you have to form. We emailed it, but it took all that time, and you had the ability to, um, I wanted the ability to just automate all of the busy work, so this way I could focus specifically on my customers. And what we did was we founded a company. The name of the company is Vertica CRM. Vertica from the word vertical, and our flagship product at the time was Business Brokers CRM. As you can see, the URL, I guess, below my name, which says www.businessbrokerscrm.com. But what we really, in essence, are doing is we're creating verticals of various different software platforms to enable each individual niche industry to do what they need to do for their specific needs. So as I excelled in the brokerage industry, I decided, you know what, I want to dedicate the next um, period of time of my life to making various different industries, specifically this one industry, but many others at the same time, as we build the company, to help them and build and be more efficient. And what we did was we started off with a very simple CRM, and it grew. Immediately we got contact leads asking us for assistance, how to, filling out the web form on a landing page before we even had a website. And I realized there was a great opportunity here to build this business, and through the power of listening and understanding what the needs are of each individual customer, we've, over the past 10 years, we've built an amazing product that's applicable to many, many different industries.
Mm. Yeah, no, we worked together for a while now, about maybe a bit more than a year, haven't we? So it is a fantastic system, and it works really well. So no, that's great. So it's nice to get a bit of an insight into the person behind the product, and I'm
Mhm.
sure the world, when they see this, they'll appreciate that as well. So we all in agreement that every business owner out there needs to have a CRM. There's a lot of work to be done in that area. There's still a lot of people out there who doesn't have them. So how can we bring it more into a feel? Because I think a lot of this is about perception, isn't it? How do
Right.
we convince these doubters that this is the route they need to go down?
Well, it's interesting you bring that up, because, you know, in this one industry that I'm working in right now, and to be frank, a lot of different industries, the often the decision maker of the company, the owner of the company, oftentimes will be a baby boomer. It's people who are
Mm.
the older generation, the greatest generation, who, you know, they're set in their ways. They're not necessarily interested in new change and new ways of doing things, because it works for me. Why won't it work for you? And that's a mindset. And
Yeah.
one of the things that we have to do in terms of catering to our customers is really straddle that fence by constantly creating new features and new tools to enable more efficiency and effectiveness, but at the same time be able to remove any of those um, bells and whistles or gadgets that some people may get frustrated with, or what would be a good word? Um, uh,
It's simplifying the onboarding, isn't it, really?
yeah, basically. And
Yeah.
and what we do is we have a very slow process. We make sure that the customer is comfortable with what they have. And then as they come to us and they ask us questions, oh, can I do this? Can I do that? Oh, I saw that tool. I saw an email from someone else from another company. Can I do that type of feature? What you see very quickly is once you start using it, the
Mm.
most the baseline pieces of the system, you start slowly building and learning. And through our training process, we bring you and your team up to the point where you're a power user, and you do it
Mm.
comfortably. And it's really
Yeah.
important to understand
Yeah.
that if you're afraid of change, we can help you with that. We can work with you and go at your pace.
Pace setting, yeah, yeah. So I'm really thinking it's something you just mentioned there, training. I'm passionate about training because whatever tool you have, you should really know how to use it. So how much training do you give people in this?
Almost unlimited. It really depends on each client. Um, we as part of the onboarding process, we provide training so that you can hit the ground running. But we have a vested interest
Mm.
in our customers being successful. So if you come to us and say, you know what, I don't understand how to use the marketing tool, we have a built-in data room where you can share, documents with your customers. I would need more help with that. I need help training my customers, so I need to have a better understanding of that. We'll be there to help you and support you, so that again, more importantly than anything else, your job as a highest priority is to focus on your customers, to get the deal done, to make that sale.
Mm.
And our job, the way I look at it from my perspective, is my company's position. Our job is to enable you to do your job. So
Yeah.
we become your back office, your support team, your whatever you need to get the deal done, to get things moving. That's what we do. So we have our support personnel, we have our research and development team, we have our sales team, we have our technical team, and they're all there to help you and support you, make sure that you can do your job as efficient and as effective as possible.
Lovely. I love that. I love that. I love the fact that you embrace it. You take them in, whatever it is they need, you deliver it to them. I'm going to put you on the spot now, and this is going to be like naming your favorite child. So I know your CRM has got all these fantastic features that it provides. Which one are you most proud of? What's the favorite one
Which tool that we provide?
inside your system? Yeah,
There's actually something that, oh wow, that's such a hard question to answer.
I know.
Um, we have a tool that we've recently developed, and we're actually going to be going live with it. Have you ever heard of a small company like DocuSign?
Yes.
Okay, so we've had numerous customers over the past year or so saying, I'd really like to integrate signing any type of contract directly into the CRM, which is something that DocuSign does with
Mm.
Salesforce, as an example,
Yeah.
which is extremely expensive, and it's an upsell. One of the things that we're doing is we've developed a tool. We're calling it Vertica Sign, where it's actually as by default built into your CRM, and you can sign a contract. You have all sorts of templates that you can choose. So let's say if you're a plumber and you send out a service agreement before you show up at the customer's door, you can have the signature in location one, and you can have the text location B, and you can even have the credit card number in location C, and you just click, and it's already there, and it's out ready for the recipient to sign it. I'm very excited about this tool, because once again, we're adding features and tools that everybody needs on a day-to-day, daily business, whatever you
Yeah.
do on a normal, normal day-to-day activities. And we once again built a tool that helps you
Mm.
run your day. It helps you
And
be
also,
more effective.
you're moving your product forward. You're developing on your product. You're making it follow along with. I think that sounds absolutely tremendous, and I'm sure that's going to be of huge value to all your clients. So I congratulate you on developing that. That sounds really really exciting.
Thank
You
you very
know, I
much.
especially in the brokerage side of things. You know, how many documents do they not need to have signed? You
Right.
know, in the
I mean,
whole legal
every
world. You know.
right. Well, every single buyer has to sign a registration. We
Yeah.
have that built into the system, so that you go to your website, for example, and you fill out a form, and it automatically shows a contract with the information of the business you're inquiring on, or whatever type of in business product, service or product that you're selling. You sign a contract, it automatically gets saved in your CRM. Um,
And I can only congratulate you. It must make you feel really proud to bring something like that out, to develop it and put it out there. As business owners, this is what we do and this is what we love, isn't
right.
it?
Well, I can tell you that, and I hate to sound egotistical in any way, but I can humbly say that, with what we've done over the past few years, we've really changed an industry. We've really
Brilliant.
built tools to help people be more efficient, help them go about their day-to-day business
Mm,
in a much better way. And it is, like you said, it's an amazing feeling.
absolutely. That must be such a great feeling. You can go to bed at night thinking, yeah, do you know what? I've done something meaningful today.
Yep.
That's lovely. Yeah.
I've changed
Joshua,
a whole lot of people's lives. Go ahead.
yeah. And what can be better than that?
Yeah,
There's a lot of things in the world, but that there, I think that's wonderful, wonderful. Listen, we've time is ticking on. We've been talking for 20 minutes. We can probably talk for 2 or 3 hours without any problems. I want to thank you for taking the time out to come and join me here today. It's very kind of you. I know you're a very busy man. Anyone who's watching these videos, if you have any questions, if you're interested in a CRM system, Joshua, tell them where can they connect with you?
well, you can visit my website, www.businessbrokerscrm, and you can fill out the web form there, and you can get in touch with us directly through there.
Social media?
We have a Facebook page, we have a LinkedIn page. Um, best place to reach us is directly through our website. Go to the contact page.
Sure. If you want to get in contact with Joshua, please go to his website. Go and follow him on LinkedIn and on his Facebook page. I'm happy to introduce you as well. So ask me as well. So thank you very much for joining me, Joshua, today. It's been a joy to know a little bit more about you, the person behind, and the system itself. So
Absolutely.
everyone out there watching, thank you very much for watching today. Next time, I'm going to be joined by a guy called Darren Shaw who made the crazy decision to buy a gym in the middle of lockdown, on the first lockdown. So that's going to be an interesting conversation to ask him why on earth made him do that. So come and join us again next time when we have another conversation. In the meantime, have a great week out there and stay safe, everyone. And we'll see you all again very soon. Thank you.